Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do something a little different. The 2018 My Best Of sparked a bit of controversy and a bit of discussion when talking about the competitive scene and how the players have performed throughout the year. Now I must admit, I am very sorry, but my statistics for the top 5 players were a little wonky. The Faeria World Circuit points I used to base my top 5 off was only for the season, Cypher season. I didn't realize that at the time, so I thought it would be a good idea to rectify that and do a new video just about the circuit itself and how the players have performed and some of the stats and facts around this big competitive event that has lasted a whole year for Faeria. Now, before I go into the stats and we discuss how the players have performed, I'd like to give a big shout out to Minocaro for providing this data. He went away, he got all the stats and the data for the points, the cups, the money earned, everything, and put them into tables. And I asked him if I could use this information for this video and, produce these stats to use and have a discussion with you guys about it. So this wouldn't be possible without Minocaro's hard work. So big shout out to Mino, thank you very much for doing that. And we're going to take a look at the stats ourselves. So where do we even begin? There's so much stuff to cover. We have seasonal cups, we have seasonal Faeria World Circuit points, we have cup wins overall throughout the opens, and then we also have money earned throughout the competitive circuit. So let's start off with the seasonal cups. So let's take a look at how players have performed throughout the bigger tournaments of this year. And as you can see here, we have our 4 seasons: Season of Aurora, Ruining, Kaleem, and Cypher. And during each of these seasons, we had one big cup at the end where the top Faeria World Circuit points players would play it out in a 32-man bracket. And it's best of 5, I believe. Yeah, best of 5, and then it was single elimination. So if you got defeated, all the decks got defeated, you got knocked out, and that was the end of your tournament run. And as you can see here in the Season of Aurora, which started early in 2018, we had the man who produced the stats himself, Minocaro, taking first place there. Xged was coming up at that point. I talked about the blue-green jump in my best of 2018, and this is one of the decks that Xged had a lot of success with during that time. Dompork, taking third place as well. Dompork in 2017 was a very successful player, so no surprise to see him there. And then Happy Joe taking 4th place as well. So Happy Joe, making his name in the scene, and as you can see a little bit across here, Happy Joe makes another fourth place later on. And that was the first season to kick off 2018's World Circuit, and Minocaro, taking that cup. Then we move on to the Season of Ruining, and this is where Tsunkichi comes in and takes first place, probably taking out either Minocaro or Raizo along the way. Delgano taking 2nd place in his only top 4 finish throughout the World Circuit in the Seasonal Cups. But Delgano has been a very consistent player throughout the year. Me and Delgano have ran into each other so many times on the ladder. So good to see Delgano up there. Minocaro taking 3rd place and Raizo taking 4th. So this is like the start of Tsunkichi's dominance within the circuit. So the Season of Kaleem was the introduction of the Mistral Guide Yellow Rush, and Superb Blizzard and Teddy both ran the same lineups during that event, and Superb Blizzard was able to win the tournament. I think they both did ban. I think they both banned the Mistral Guide Rush in the finals. And then we had Rundong and Happy Joe battling it out for 3rd and 4th, and Happy Joe taking 4th place once again, and Rundong taking that 3rd. Now, so this is actually a 2019 event, the Season of Cypher Cup. So the Seasonal Cup happened last weekend, and we had Minocaro kind of come back, full circuit, just bookending the Faeria World Circuit, taking 1st place again, Chaholic taking 2nd, S of Dawn taking 3rd, and then Crisscross getting 4th place. And I did cover one of his decks in a recent video, so be sure to check that out, the blue Reaver events deck. So that's how the seasonal cups went down. You know, Minocaro being very consistent. We have probably the most consistent player actually in seasonal cups overall. But Tsunkichi is the player that my play of the year, and I don't think that's actually changed following these statistics. So let's move on now to the Faeria. Actually, let's move on to the actual placements overall. So we're talking about cups here and tournament wins. If you take a look here, we have the stats for cup wins, placements, and prize money earned. And Minocaro is actually at the top again. And we have 3 first place, 2 second, 2 third, 0 fourth place. He doesn't even want to deal with 4th place. 7 cup wins overall, netting $3,425. That's a hefty wad of cash for playing some Faeria there. So Minocaro has been the highest earner in the Faeria World Circuit over 2018 and 19, following the Seasonal Cup of Cypher, which he won, which did top up that cash prize quite a bit. Tsunkichi didn't even get top 4 in that tournament, so maybe if Tsunkichi had, you know, placed higher, we'd see Tsunkichi at the top. So Minocaro has actually pushed Tsunkichi down a bit. But Tsunkichi, look at those stats. 5 first places throughout open events. And this is what really turned the tide for me to vote as Tsunkichi as my favorite player of the year, or the best player of the year. Just the amount of first places, just ridiculous. 5 first places, 1 second, 1 third, and 1 fourth. So he had a taste of second, third, and fourth, didn't like them, and then just went for the 5 wins in first. So great performance there, taking $2,250. Now this is really interesting because the next player in the money earned is Lizard. And that is from taking first place in the Kalim Seasonal Cup. And that's it. It was just one tournament and nets in 3rd place on the earned chart. Yeah, there's 2 tournaments there. So he's got 2. So I put cup wins. So that might be a bit deceiving there. But cup wins, what I actually mean is cup placements. So he actually has 2 cup placements there. Teddy's done pretty well as well over the years. He was my 2nd place. I think Minocaro's definitely taken 2nd place now from Teddy. Xged has done well. Chaholic's done good. Dilgano and S have performed very well. Rizo, you know, one of my up-and-coming players of 2018. He's definitely getting up there now. You know, he's climbing. Alva, a little low on the prize money, but plenty of placements. You know, 6 placements overall throughout the year. So overall, the players have had a good season at the top. Definitely Minocaro and Tsunkichi are competing for that top spot. So that's the prizes, that's the cups. Now the important part, you know, all these cups and all these opens and seasonal cups, they do lead to prize money, but they also lead to Faeria World Circuit points. And I actually have all the World Circuit points that were earned for each season. So, Season of Aurora, we actually had Xged at the top with 473 points. That's a fantastic earning for Xged during that season. That was definitely Xged's time of the year, you know, really performing well in the start of the Faeria World Circuit, especially with that blue-green jump, as I was saying earlier. Minocaro at 430, so just creeping behind there. And Alva, you know, our king of defense, taking 3rd place. And Happy Joe, you know, not too far behind with 403, and Tsunkichi at 400. So this is like the start of Tsunkichi's dominance. You know, he's getting up there. He's starting to creep in that top 5 spot. But it's not until the Season of Runin that we see Tsunkichi push even further. But that was Alva's season with a whopping 575 points during the Season of Runin. And it's kind of funny, actually, because, you know, Alva's known as his mono green master. And for the Season of Green, he is the top player. So that's a coincidence. I don't know. I think that's destiny, guys. Alva was destined to take the Season of Runin in Faeria World Circuit points. And once again, Minocaro creeping behind in 2nd place, netting those points, making sure he qualifies for that circuit. And Tsunkichi then taking 3rd place. So Tsunkichi moves up the ranks. He moves from 5th place up to 3rd place with an additional 35 points from the 400 last time. S of Dawn starting to make his name in the Faeria World Circuit here, 415. And then Raizo, even earlier on in the year, was pushing and making himself known within the Faeria World Circuit. So over to Season of Kaleem. Tsunkichi, oh my goodness, 768 points. I've even put a little crown there. That is a whopping amount of points. And that is the time when Tsunkichi was just taking 1st place after 1st place in the Opens. And that's where all those points came from. Tsunkichi just being dominant on the Open circuit. Alvar again, doing very well. Coming up 2nd place there, 565, only 10 points off his 1st place on the Season of Runin. And S of Dawn once again pushing up. So you can definitely see the players that are really trying hard, really pushing to get those points so they can qualify for the World Circuit. Amoeba did very well this season as well. I've covered a lot of Amoeba's decks on the channel. You should check him out. He's a great deck builder. I've had a lot of fun playing his decks. And Amoeba was piloting the blue-red mid-range deck using the Rakoan 4/4 with charge 2. And that was a really cool deck to see. And then Happy Joe again, making himself known. And then Raizo just falling behind Happy Joe on that season. Minocaro also just dropping behind Raizo. So not a very active season there for Mino. So in the Season of Cypher, our last season we had the Seasonal Cup this weekend. Teddy takes the top spot with 525 Faeria World Circuit points. Tsunkichi doesn't have that whopping 700, but still a very comfortable 480, just falling behind in 2nd place. And these are actually the points I used to generate my top 5. But this is obviously the overall amount of points spread across all the seasons. Amoeba again just pushing back up. So over Season of Kaleem and Season of Cypher, Amoeba's done very well. Chaholic again pushing up, doing very well in a recent Cypher's Seasonal Cup. And that's where probably a big one of those points. And Raizo once again, pushing up into that top 5 spot. Working hard, making sure to get those points and qualify for the World Circuit. So that is that's overall all the points that were earned by the top 10 players. We did have some other players, doing pretty well. Parashara, like Mr. T. Captain G had a really good spell as well. S of Dawn, of course, which you mentioned earlier. Lizard, netting points, but also doing very well in a Season of Kaleem, winning the Seasonal Cup. But you can definitely see which players are the top earners when it comes to points and the more consistent throughout the year. So, we have the top 10 players throughout the seasons. So where do these players stand overall? If we add all these points together, we get our top 10 players of the year. And this is fact. This is no longer my opinion. This is the stats. These are the results throughout the Faeria World Circuit of 2018 and the end of 2019. At the top, Tsunkichi, 2,083 points. My number 1 pick and number 1 pick in the stats. Alvar, 2nd place. The King of Defense, the King of Green, 19,040, so 1,940. Not too far behind Tsunkichi, to be fair. Alvar had a very good year. S of Dawn, again, a very good year of ladder placements, seasonal cup finishes, seasonal open finishes, and doing good in seasonal cups as well. Xged had that really big boost during the season of Aurora, boosting him up to 4th place. Minocaro at 5th place with 1,410, just behind Xged, but Minocaro kind of went quiet during the season of Cypher in terms of Faeria World Circuit points, but was able to win the Seasonal Cup. So still a player that can compete at the top level. Especially, I think Minocaro's biggest strength is actually in tournament. He's just a fantastic tournament player. Grinding ladder may not be Mino's thing. I think that's definitely something Tsunkichi and like S excel at. Same with Alvar. I really definitely feel that Alvar is one of the stronger tournament players we have, because there's always this battle between competing in tournaments and competing on ladder. Amoeba taking up 6th place there. Really impressed with Amoeba this year. He's done fantastic. Like I said, great deck builder, and I've covered a lot of his decks on the channel. Raizo getting 7th, fantastic there. You know, one of my top picks for the up-and-comers of 2018. So really glad to see Raizo at 7th. Teddy at 8th. So just kind of falling behind. He had some like dominant spells during 2018, but kind of fallen behind some of the ladder places, some more the open places. Mr. T taking up 9th place there. You know, Mr. T has had a bit of a quiet season in places, but definitely getting those points through ladder finishes and through competing in the opens and the seasonal cups. And last but not least, we have Chaholic, 1,145 in 10th, and yeah, you know, getting into that top 10 spot. So there we have it. This is the top 10 Faeria World Circuit point earners throughout 2018, the end of 2019, and it's fair to say that Tsunkichi statistically is the best player currently in the game. And you know, it's actually a big jump between Alvar and S. So Alvar is probably the player that is keeping up with Tsunkichi, but between Alvar and S, there's this massive jump of about 500 points. So the Alvar and Tsunkichi really showing that they've worked hard, they've committed to the circuit, they've pushed it, and they're trying to get into that top spot. So there we have it. That is the stats on the table. They are the Faeria World Circuits, the money earned, and the tournament finishes. A big shout out to all the players competing this year. We've had a fantastic year in competitive Faeria. Always seeing players push to the next level. And Faeria is one of the most skillful card games in existence, in my opinion. There's so much going on when it comes to the top level of play. There's not only the mind games between competitive players who know each other, but there's also positioning, leveraging your economy and Faeria and hand advantage, learning the matchups for certain archetypes, being aware of the tricks your opponent can use, be it mobility or removal. There's so much to assess at the top level of Faeria, because so many players are out there right now and are very good and really pushing themselves when it comes to competing. So it's very competitive at the top, and I look forward to what the next Faeria World Circuit holds for us. So yeah, big shout out to all you guys competing. I look forward to watching you play throughout 2019, and be sure to get involved as well. Like, if you're playing Faeria and you really love it and you enjoy competing, the Faeria World Circuit is very accessible. If you go onto the Discord channel, you can go into the announcements and community announcements, and Atmaz is there, posting up, telling you when these opens are happening. You can compete for cash prizes, get those Faeria World Circuit points early, start in the season of Aurora, get them early, and just continue throughout the year, and you guys will be rewarded. And it's a great experience. Even if you're not looking to win, it's definitely a great way for you guys to improve your game and kind of get a feel for how the top players play, and just get maybe even get some of your games commentated as well and get some feedback that way. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone who watching this video. I hope you find it interesting. I definitely found it interesting when Minocaro was posting at the stats in Discord. I was like, wow, this is some great data. I'd love to make a video about it. And here I am, chatting to you guys about our top players and how they performed throughout this year. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. Be sure to check out my 2 videos from this week. I covered the Doom Yaks. They're not Yaks anymore, but a lot of us still call them Yaks from when they used to be. If the Carassius were still Yaks, I'd be very happy, because my Yak deck would be overpowered, but they're not anymore. They are actually fish now, but that's a combo deck created by Dickleton and Praffy, so be sure to check that out. And I also piloted Crisscross's Dream Reaver events list, which was created by Xged, that you might have seen him play against me when I was playing the neutral Yak deck, because the Hold the Lines were just getting me. They were just holding me back. But I did play that deck, very powerful, had a great performance on ladder with it. I've still been playing it to climb to rank 5, so if you're looking for a deck to climb with, that's a little bit different to traditional Dream Reaver, be sure to check that deck out. So until next time, guys, take care, and I hope you enjoyed my 2018 Faeria World Circuit full analysis.